Welcome back to Hunter Killer. Act 3.
Yo.
Yeah, well, we are picking up a side session by the name of Seeing Red. Partially done in text, but we're going to continue it now in voice. Jordan, would you please give me a summation of what the events of the RP have been so far?
The Glitch Knight was summoned to Grandmaster Inga, for a conversation, and was more or less brought there with Vanya, the Despair Knight, and they had a very good heart-to-heart where they connected, and more or less she gave him a gift of a green scarf that was like a hope for the future and to pass on to his legacy, whatever that may mean. And he had a mental breakdown about that. And they bonded and hugged it out. And then she gave him an info dump of a bunch of bullshit regarding Inga apparently working with some evil sects of the Templars, which was news. A lot of it was news to Tommy. Also, Tommy learned that Kopa's Foundation, which was a shock. And more or less they both were angry in the car ride over Inga, and Glitch was like, I'll ask him what the fuck that's about, because what do I have to lose by doing so? Worst case is he'll say I don't know what the fuck you're talking about and give me no answers, so fuck it, we ball. And she was like, all right, you got that. And yeah, dropped him off, and now he has made his way up to Inga's office.
Arriving at the Kremlin, all the messages in your head, all the videos playing over and over and over and over and over, every detail scrutinized as much as you can. The normal bustle and chaos one would have in their mind for Tommy is a lot more categorized. It's controlled chaos. Ones and zeros fitting somewhere. Thoughts being more easily identified for emotional or lacking information or conjecture or assumption or probability. All of these things factor into Tommy's mind as he makes his way into Dmitry Inga's office, the ambassador to the UN for Russia and the Grandmaster of the Order of the Siberian Razors. The knock on the door. The door is unlocked, sliding open for Tommy to enter.
He does so.
He would see the ambassador, Dmitry Inga, sitting behind his desk, wheelchair, positioned inside. You see him looking over one of the tablets as he turns his head to face you and gently sets it down. Come in.
Salute him. Enter.
Nods with his head at the salute. The door sliding closed behind him.
You summoned me, Grandmaster.
It has been a couple of days, if not a week or two, since your return. We have yet to speak properly.
Been a busy few weeks. I apologize.
Raises his hand. No need to ask for forgiveness. I imagine resurrection is a ordeal needing some amount of understanding.
To put it lightly. No, you're good. To put it lightly.
Come, sit down.
Gives a little curt head nod, and we'll do so.
Takes a seat upon one of the chairs in the office. This leather chair with a back and arms for him to sit comfortably, and a little swivel at the base with some wheels to kind of move around the desk. Takes his seat. Inga seemingly pushing himself up with his hands to kind of sit back in his wheelchair, getting comfortable and folding his hands one over the other. He looks at Tommy. First.
Tommy's sorry.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Well, he's just very much his eyes are kind of taking in the room in those quick glances, but always centered on Inga. Um, with the slightest every maybe once every other minute, just like a slight jar um, of just extra data being collected with a glance. Um, but he sits and he's very still.
Studies you. Very almost calculated look. Like he's checking off things from your head to your face to the clothes you're wearing. Then back up. First, I would like to ask, how much do you remember before your death 4 years ago? Have you recovered all of your memories, or are things still missing?
To my knowledge, I have all of my memories intact.
I've heard from Master Barrier that you have also rejoined the Order.
I have.
Not good. It would have been strange having to vet you again, but I'm glad that we can skip that process. I've called you to check in on you. I know that these times are strenuous, especially with the summit, the important people we must protect in our lives, and the people who still depend on us, regardless of what ordeals we have suffered. He looks to
We
you.
were
Mhm.
no finish.
He looks to you, tilting his head. You see this almost buzz in his eyes. It's almost a weird visual effect that you kind of blink it off for a few seconds and then it's gone.
Do I feel any sensors for magic?
Not yet.
Okay. We were created to protect. I'm glad I'm able to return to my duties with that. I
Not
believe I'm
slowly.
adjusting as well as I can, given the short amount of time, but time isn't exactly on our side, so I'm making do.
Squints at you, tilting his head. See his eyes lower from yours down to your collar. Are you wearing the scarf?
Mm-hmm.
The scarf. Lingers there for a moment before raising again.
He'll
I know
pick up
you
one of the
lis-
ends.
Mhm.
A gift from the Despair Knight.
See. I can see she has stylized it after your master.
That she has.
There's a small, very small, ever so faint curve of his lip at that.
Up or down? Okay.
I see the empty spot. Is this something you would be filling out?
When the moment's right. That may not be for a long time.
Hmm. So, we will see. Extend your hand to me.
Tommy's like head tilts almost a little too sharply at that because he remembers what that's about. You wish to see again?
Yet, what I have given you cannot be given again. But I do wish to speak more candidly.
Can I
Extend your
insight
hand.
that?
You may. He does not seem to have any hostile intent. His words are very poignant. You can see he's keeping track of something, is what it seems like. Because there's some aspect about you that his focus keeps narrowing on. Insight to 21. For those who can't see the 20. He's reading you. Or maybe he's looking into something about you.
With the order, he will place his hand on his. Give him his hand.
Fingers flip your hand so it's palm up. You see him trace his eyes across the small indents, cuts, the folds of your palm. And then slowly closes your hands into a fist. Come closer, he says, lifting the hand almost as if to accept your face on his hand.
Is it easy enough to like scooch closer with the chair, or will he like get up and walk over and kneel?
Just stand up and lean over the table.
Yeah, he'll do. Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
As you lean closer to him, his middle and index finger lift as he taps it to the center of your forehead. And your sensors go off. Magic floods your system.
This is fine.
You feel yourself pulled away, like he's yanking you back from this table to the back wall. But it's not your body, it's your perception. Pulled back from the two windows of your head, pulled into the back of your mind until it's miles away, until you're standing in your own mind. The mindscape you've made your home so familiar with. He forced you into your mindscape. And there, you start to see ones and zeros digitizing, processing information as slowly but surely materials start to form around you. You see marble across the floor, polished, clean, then loading like a simulation, like a game generating. You see columns rise up, banners hanging down with a familiar sigil, only familiar because you've lived in Russia for most of your life and can recognize the iconography of the Russian histories, but it's not a sigil you've seen in your lifetime. Not physically, at least. The world continues to load more and more of this hall, this palace coming to life before you. And you hear a slow hum of what sounds like some kind of engine or thrust, like wind slowly blowing away. As you see Inga sitting in his wheelchair beside you.
The symbol that I know is Russian, but I've never seen in my life. What is it? If I know what it is.
It is an eagle, famous, the patriotic gold of Russia. Still lacquered across its military insignias, across the political buildings that have made up this kingdom for many years. It's that which strikes you, which comes into recognition. This is an old Russian banner. Which are being shown is from a time period you have not lived in.
Feeling Inga materialize next to him. He's still staring up at the eagle. He asks, "When is this?"
This is nearly 300 years ago. But
Why then?
for you will see something. A history. It will become yours. This, which we will see, is not where the story begins. He looks to you.
He
This
looks back at him.
is something to be seen for those who have proven themselves worthy. He extends his hand near.
What are you talking about?
Near. And I will show you.
There's like this slightest just like flare up of like stubbornness, but after a moment he will kneel.
He places the palm of his hand over your head. Very light squeeze. As he then lifts the hand, placing it at the back of your neck, and yanks. You feel like hair being pulled. And then a chill of something crawling down your spine. As he then pulls from his hand, you see cobwebs wrapped around each of his fingers, this thick mess of it. We can put this aside for now. He flicks his hand, the cobweb sticking to the floor. And you see
a look of horror on his face.
See a tiny spider crawl down your spine, down from your pant leg, out towards the web, and hide itself in the center of it. Now we are alone. We can speak freely without Zakar or that devil.
I think he's like kind of just staring at the web for a moment, kind of scratching at the back of his neck and that kind of like itchy, like, oh, something was just on me way.
very valid feeling. Discomfort, unsettlingness of there was something in you. It's that I don't know
Mm.
what's called trypophobia of like seeing inside yourself in a way you should not be able to.
Mm-hmm.
This is a temporary state. Here, in this world, made within your mind, I have severed all other ties. Once we return, things will go as they were. His eyes dart to the webs on the floor for a moment. Unfortunately, his eyes back upon you.
You can't do that permanently.
It would require more than these. He gestures around. More than a dream. The bond you have made is one of master and Padawan. It is not so easily severed, especially by an outsider as myself.
He like looks away, almost like a bit ashamed that he was tricked in that, like Tiger was tricked in that way. Like bites his lip.
Do not let shame wash over you, boy. You are young. You are naive. It is the folly of all those blessed with power too soon. The bond you forged, I imagine, was one made out of love. Or am I wrong?
You're not.
Do not let this parasite corrupt that love. It would break my daughter's heart, my granddaughter's heart to hear so.
And you care about her hurt?
I do. I care for the heart of all those who share my blood and my name, and those who have sworn themselves to me and my cause.
Can you help her?
His eyes fall from yours, contemplative. It is why I called you. His eyes lift to you. I would like to alleviate her of the burden she has placed upon herself. It was not meant for her to carry yet. But I overlooked the trickery of devils. A mistake I corrected years later, but too little too late. She is now pacted with that thing. And I believe you may be the one to free her from it.
How?
I believe her soul is still in control. Pacts are not made unwillingly, especially one with this new form the devils have taken. The symbiotes require acceptance. It cannot be involuntary unless the original soul is too weak to do anything about it. Katerina is not so weak. I do not know what possessed her fully to make a pact with this creature, but it happened soon after your death.
And he kind of like looks at him with that look of like, I wish I knew. But also I know I'm the cause.
It was likely done out of motherly love for you. Which means that can be drawn out again. This state that she finds herself in, the facets of her mind, one dominating the others, one suppressing the others, one innocent, with a heart of gold, as she has always had.
The mother.
The mother, the one who looked after you and Vanya and the other young ones. It is the only one, I believe, that remains free of any influence. That does not mean that she cannot be manipulated, as I'm sure you're aware of her fractured memories from time to
I've
time.
watched it happen. When the symbiote forces the memory loss, her hair turns white. She doesn't remember.
She remembers, but things are explained in a different way to her. She is too smart not to recognize the discrepancies, which allows her to realize that she has forgotten things. It's, I imagine, a very confusing state to know your perception is skewed and to be powerless to change it. I'm sure you're familiar with such a psychosis.
You're funny as always, Grandmaster.
I'm not trying to be.
I know.
I believe the mother is the key. She can force out the kinesthesia, the kinesis, the root, the core of her, that which is mighty, that which originally forged the arrangement with that one. If you can have the mother realize her position, it may cause her discomfort. Discomfort that then a soldier. And he says that with a small frown, which I so carefully trained will try to prevent the mother from acting in a way that does not fit the Empress's plans, he says with disdain.
So, summon the mother, don't upset her, get her to bring out Kinesis. Catherine.
It is easier said than done, but as you who are spent the most time with her have the greatest understanding of why she is how she is and how she reacts to certain things. You are the catalyst for her altars. I'm sure there are others who can manipulate her in this way, but you can get to the core of her, not just inducing a discomfort that then one or the other tries to address. but striking at a fault. At a fault so great that it requires immense power to repair or to suppress. Either the Kinesis Knight takes control to ensure her success, or the soldier steps in to suppress the mother from whatever action she had intended to take next. In either case, it is a victory for us, exposing the devil's true color or bringing back the powerhouse, the mighty one who can overpower her.
So what do we do when we bring her out? Either or.
With Kinesetsia returns, she can be spoken to. Likely some condition of her pact prevents her from speaking the conditions of her pact, but with her present, she does not need to speak it. With her present, she will be able to act. With enough power channeled into her, I believe the Kinesis Knight may be able to rip apart her pact with the Prideful One. Of course, this is a double-edged sword, for if we are miscalculated, then we have funneled all of this power into the soldier. In that case, or in the case that the soldier is the one who takes control first, her soul will be exposed for what it is.
And then what?
You kill her.
Easier said than done.
Of course, this is all easier said than done. But your vessel ability gives you exactly that which is needed to overpower her. If the soldier takes control, you will be immune to her. With your ability, even your master and Padawan bond will be nullified. You can take any action you see fit. And with the Prideful One's soul at the front, you need only cleave her apart.
Okay. So what happens after we kill her? If that's the route that happens. The more probable route.
You see him take a deep breath in. Would you break your oaths to bring her back?
I would.
He nods slowly.
My very existence here is an oath broken.
This is true. But it seems your life has become quite integral for the stability and the order of others. With you gone, things fall apart for those who must remain absolute.
What does that mean?
Do you know where exactly it was that you went after your death?
His eyes kind of like glitch a little bit as he like kind of processes those memories. Limbo.
That's what he went after. You were killed by a host of envy. Your soul was poached, as Sun put it. I would say your soul was devoured by that devil. Or at least it was going to be, as he fed upon you. Master Barrier, General Morozov, stepped in to save you from that fate. He used the power that I forbade him from using, that he himself knew would come with a great consequence. He
Yes.
moved you to Limbo, granting you some salvation for what it was worth.
He gave me another chance.
If you will die again, I cannot imagine what would come of the Kinesis Knight. But I know that we would lose the Barrier Knight's invulnerability.
He looks both puzzled and very concerned at that.
You know of the Cardinals, though?
I do.
I have made.
Oh.
Good.
I'm aware I am technically in one of their tests.
Nods. I have made an agreement with these Cardinals to be allies. It is through this alliance that I know what I know. That Cardinal Fortitude now must answer for his intervention. The only answer one could give is that he chose the wrong avatar. Of course, to prove this, you would have to fail your test.
I would have to die. I understand.
The way I see things, the Kinesis is much more important than the Avatar of Fortitude. Yakim is an astute man, devout. Even without the blessing of an angel, he will get by just fine. So do not let that restrict you from doing everything in your power to exercise Catherine.
Nothing will stop me from removing that demon from her. And sending it back to hell.
Perhaps do not send it back to hell just yet. But removing it, these
what
devils
do you want
are.
to use it for?
He pauses at that. Use. I have no intention of using the devils. They are completely unreliable in every sense of the term. They are selfish. They would never make a sacrifice of themselves for the greater good. So I would not work with them.
But you
I
let
would,
them do what they please?
yet, I would see this thing contained.
Why?
Does that really need an answer? Have you not seen enough of its capabilities when in someone of great importance, of great power, or even of one with little of it?
What better containment than hell itself?
If we sent it to
Why
hell,
allow it to remain here?
because it has made itself vulnerable to evolve through cooperation with humans. The symbiote state is two-sided. It depends on a human host, or at least a living host, to continue its evolution. If we send it to hell, it will return to its full power. And it will likely find a new host, perhaps not immediately, but given time, they'll come back. We will have no idea how or where or when. It is better that we have it contained, secured, where we can protect it from misuse.
I'd love to insight again.
Go ahead.
He's so suspicious of this. 25.
Given what Vanya has shown you, this is incredibly suspicious. It's more like if he's being truthful, it raises even more questions about everything else you've been shown. And if he's lying, then what is the end goal? It strikes you that he's gone through quite a bit of effort to circumnavigate anyone else being here. Zakar or Sofriel or any espionage.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going through all this trouble just to lie to you, just to manipulate you into doing something, it's something that strikes you as this man is incredibly, what's the word? Not apathetic. No, yeah, apathetic. Lacking any ability to put himself in your shoes, to put himself in anyone's shoes. You can ask a question if you want some more clarifying details.
I think Tommy is just kind of given his history with parental slash authoritative figures manipulating and lying to to the extent that they have over shit, and especially over demon shit. I think he's just staring at him with that level of like, I don't believe there's not more. And you were not saying something to me.
He holds that look with you. You see that he registers your suspicion, your need for more. He continues. if you fear that I will use this devil for some other goal, I will see to it that Bermuda contains it.
That I don't know if that solves that issue.
Corks a brow. Do you think me... What do you think of me? He pauses for a second. You see him tilt his head at you. You've never striken me as someone so trusting.
Then you've forgotten what the previous version of me, not several months ago, on our first interaction, faced you with.
And that one is still within you.
Or one.
You see him, like, rest back in his seat. You have something to ask. You have much thought on my character. I could tell you more, quirks a brow, about myself, but I don't know if you will take my word for it.
Grandmaster, with all due respect, all I have experienced over the last few weeks of being back and few months as that fractured version of myself, I have not been informed. I have been denied information and left to the darkness. I am very open to hearing whatever it is you'd like to say and inform me of you. I have many questions.
I will tell you a story. My story. They are two parts. I will tell you the first, and then you will ask your questions. And depending on what you ask, I may tell you the second.
That is far better than nothing.
Hmm. He looks out towards the room. You start to see people enter. Servants wearing these almost ceremonial robes, carrying ornaments, jewelry, decorations, offerings. They move out in this orderly march, covering the left side of the room, the right side of the room, as they continue their march until they reach one end and then begin to lay their things down in an arrangement. More of them file in as the ones who had just entered start to file out, this chain of them continues. A family of sorcerers and warlocks used their generational understanding of their vessel abilities and knowledge passed down to build an empire that has stood for over 700 years. You start to see armored knights brandishing these polished, ornamented blades enter as they take their positions at either entryway, take their positions by the columns, by the pillars. 300 years ago, the Russian Empire entered the Golden Age, thanks to the efforts made by this family. They founded the monarchy of the Russian Empire. You start to see clergymen, nobles, seemingly more finely dressed, with more fineries, more expensive adornments upon their clothing, in a much more regal way of walking, of talking, of carrying themselves, as they do not file in with such an order, but rather a respect for the room. They were the House of Romanov. The arcane talents of this family rarely poured from their temples deeper than the second. However, this changed when the House of Romanov's eldest daughter awakened as a vessel beyond anything in their family's history. Finally, you hear the fanfare, the music play, and then you see Catherine enter. To her left and right are these knights, marching in order, lockstep behind her, as all the nobles quiet down, slowly but surely kind of shuffle their positions to get a good look at her as she marches in and walks down the carpet to the end of the room. Catherine the Great, Empress of the Russian Empire, awoke dormant Homo Magi genes at the early age and became a sorceress of great prowess and influence. You see her sit upon the throne at the end of the room. You see one of her knights kneel before her and present her the crown. You see one of the priests bow their heads, take the crown from the knight, hoist it upon her head, and lower his. She was capable of sinking into her sixth temple regularly, and for a handful of legendary feats, she reached into her eighth temple. You hear the clergyman speak aloud in Russian, the old Russian tongue. All hail, Catherine the Great, daughter of Romanov, Empress of the Russian nation. The nobles all repeat, all hail, and kneel. The House of Morozov formed an unofficial alliance with the Crown Empress, which led to the founding of the seeds for order that we have now. The Morozovs served faithfully, skilled statesmen, honored knights, devout priests, and Catherine the Great's expansion and safeguarding of the empire's early years allowed for order to be maintained and the people to prosper. The last Romanov Tsar and his family were murdered in 1918 during the Russian Revolution. The Inga family descends from the House of Romanov. We are the remnants, persecuted and forced into exile to avoid execution and enslavement. My father was one such survivor. You see the scene change as time passes in the blink of an eye more than as a fast forward. The banners are now new, this modern nylon polyamor instead of the ancient leather skins of animals and cotton. You see the palace laid with light bulbs instead of torches. Red rope separating the more antique areas of the room, the walls, the throne. It dawns upon you now that this is somewhere you do recognize. Catherine Palace. My father became a citizen of the Soviet Union, fathered me and my brother, Mishalov Inga. There's a pause. As you glance to him, you see him lost in thought, lost in a memory, perhaps. Before he blinks. I have been a vessel since I was 10 years old, but I took my father's warning of the mystic and occult to heart. I concealed myself from both of them. Luckily, my abilities were easy to conceal and easy to control. My brother never awakened. He pauses again. This time you see a sorrow in his eyes. It's one of the more genuine emotions you've seen him ever have. He and I became political activists. We wanted to reform the Communist Party to better serve the people, maintain order rather than compete with the West. I became a statesman here in St. Petersburg. He preferred the sciences, tried to solve that which seemed to lack any single cure. He sank into his studies, and I chased after power. I wanted to become a leader, one who could create a new world one day. It is through this position that I have laid the groundwork for my family to continue its existence, not as exiles, but as elites. You see him smile warmly. It's almost alien to see this man smile this way. A tenderness that Dmitri does not wear, maybe ever, if even the word often could be applied. Kiana was a brilliant journalist. Her curious nature disarmed me in a way not even my brother could. If she were still here, I would have long since retired to spend what remains of my days with her. But to continue my family's existence, a trade had to be made. One I was not aware of. One that cost us dearly. We had a child. And that child's arrival shook the aether and ripped my Kiana apart. He closes his eyes tightly. Despite all my spells, despite modern medicine, she did not survive. There's a gloom over his brows. Then he takes a deep breath, returns to this stoic, distinct glare that he always has. My daughter, Teresa Inga, survived, but I had to hide her from the public due to her lack of control of her abilities as an infant. 2 decades later, with her coming of age, the seeds were sowed for my ancestors' legacy to be immortalized. Teresa knew the risks. I had prepared her for it. And yet, the trade had to be made. As I near the end of my life, the position I have held the most pride in is Grand Master of the Order of the Siberian Rezars. I proposed a new military branch that would conscript vessels, that would train them up to have control. Not for their sake, necessarily. Of course, it would be nice for them to no longer fear themselves. But for the sake of the ones who come after them. He looks to you. I deployed those young vessels as weapons against supernatural threats. I raised them up as heroes, employing them to repair, to build for the better of the Russian people. The Order was founded with my vision for an elite force of world-shaping super soldiers. To facilitate my dreams, one defined by purpose and understanding. I did it for Kiana, for Teresa, for Katerina, for you. For those who were born too early in a world that would never have accepted them. From an exile that reached beyond my capabilities for a miracle. From me, who has seen everyone he has loved die. He bores his eyes into you, like gazing through a window. With great power comes a price to be paid. It can't be met. If it can't be met, then it takes whatever it can make room for. Power is as self-destructive as the historians, the poets, and the scientists say. I know you understand.
I do.
I did not intend for the Order of the Siberian Great Tsars to outlast me. Not as I founded it, at least. I intended for you and Vanya and Angelina and all those others that have come after the great sin I committed. You respect me because of my title, because of my time, having gotten this far. Do you respect me as your family?
Of course I do. I wear the Inga name proudly.
It's a soft sigh he gives at that. Almost one of relief. When I die, Yakim will take over. But if he is not strong enough, I would like for Katerina to take over. But if she is not strong enough, I do not know who is left besides you.
What of Vanya?
She does not want to lead the Order. Besides, I never took her for one to be a leader. Rather, she is an innovator.
I would lead if it were to come to that. I would ensure the Order's survival.
Shakes his head. I do not want you to lead the Order. I can't trust you, not while Zakar lives. No. I want you to change the Order. I want you, as you have already made quite an impact, to keep doing exactly that. I can only ask for one thing from you, which I do not expect you to give freely, not now, and maybe not ever. But that would be forgiveness. For all the sins I've committed, for all the suffering I've put my young knights through, I believe it was what was necessary for victory in the end. And he looks up. You see for a second, almost as if your neural work glitches the world around you. Blood across the man, across yourself. You hear the cry of Catherine beside you as you look up, and the ceiling is gone. The only thing above you are stars. I pray that I prepared you all for what comes next. That I gave you enough suffering, and that any more I give you is strength, not weakness.
Then why do you weaken us? He looks down from the stars, looks directly at Inga.
In what way have I weakened you?
We are months from war. And he gestures to the stars above. And yet, you give power to our enemies. You bolster them. They who do not care about the survival of anyone but themselves.
His eyes remain upon the stars, but he listens.
Is that for us to get stronger yet?
No. I do not create monsters and villains, but I do not allow them to run amok without a leash. when I
You don't have
die.
time for those distractions.
You don't think so?
No.
Before you came along, I would have agreed. Forgive me, I would have disagreed. But with you here, in the flesh, I feel you're right. I do not need them anymore. I have given them every opportunity to be loyal, to serve a higher purpose.
They are not your knights.
I never wanted them to be. I wanted them to be my dogs. And every now and again, when a dog bites when it shouldn't, I pull on their leash. I punish them. But now they bite at my children. I do not believe anymore there is training that can be given.
They are villains, but they are not dogs. You sound like him. Acting as if people, monsters, are puppets for your control, for your manipulation.
You're right. That is how I act. It is how I've always seen you. He lowers his gaze from the stars to you. I imagine you have many questions still. Do you wish to ask them? Or do you believe it is not worth my answers?
I have a million questions, and I would sit with you for eternity to answer them. That is how hungry I am.
Eternity. Be careful what you ask for. You expect towards the stars. Ask, and I will answer what I believe you need to know.
What sin do you feel most guilty for?
Katerina.
What about her?
She's Kiana's legacy. My legacy. And yet, could not protect her. I used her. You see him grimace.
Yeah.
As my soldier. She was already prepared for the order of the Siberian Ritzars before I had proposed it. I trained her. I made her perfect. At least, that's what I had hoped. She was so hopeful, seeing nothing but a brighter future. She wasn't so naive to believe it would be accomplished without bloodshed, without necessary sacrifices. But she had vision. It could be done. And so I trained her. I showed her how to control her abilities. I passed on all that which I knew. And I had her make sacrifices to see if she had the stomach for it. You see, behind one of the pillars, the young Catherine. You see someone walk by you, not seeing you, not acknowledging you, just walking by. As they pass by the pillar Catherine is at, they're pulled. Then you see, to your left, men, women, rushing into the room. And one by one, you see as they are lifted up, clawing at their chest, at their necks, at their throats. One by one, the air leaves them. You see Catherine step out from behind the pillar, shaking. She drops to her knees and sobs. You see her fall to her knees before you and Inga. You see Inga stand from his chair, place a hand upon her head, and pets her lightly. Perhaps you are not ready. I can't take it back now. I don't know if I can do it again. We will try again. When you are more prepared. You see her shaking stop. She rubs at her face, shakes her head, and you see her hold her head. Shakes it again. And she stands. Grandfather? Come. There is work to be done. He walks away with her. Till she leaves the room. He stands at the end of the room watching her go down the hall. As he drops back down into his seat. You see the look on his face is one of horror for what he's done. You actually see him squeezing, knuckles turning white on his wheelchair. When she joined the Order, all of those instincts kept her safe. Even if she did not know how she had come to be so prepared. It wasn't until she became a knight that I returned her. I reminded her of our bloodline, of our connection. I think she knew since then that I had done things to her to make her stronger. You see him sigh, and I don't believe she holds it against me. This is my greatest sin. I made her strong. And broken.
And it eats you up inside that she doesn't hate you for it.
Duh. She looks so much like her mother. I wish you would at least curse me for all the suffering I put those young ladies through. But if she remains strong, if she survives, then I will just have to die with this guilt.
You've mentioned your death a multitude of times in this conversation. Do you expect it to be soon?
I'm surprised it has not happened already.
Why?
I have so many enemies, rivals, and I have no intention of revealing to the world just how formidable I truly am. There'd be no point in it. It would just cause more conflict and doubt and hate. If my enemies do not take me, then it is only a matter of time before the Father closes my page. I am nearing my mid-90s. It is only thanks to my vessel abilities that this body remains so together. That my mind has not already slipped me.
Grandmaster, I apologize, but I cannot overlook you so casually mentioning your capabilities and refusal to use them. Why?
I made an arrangement with the Cardinals.
What arrangement?
After what I've shown you, do you see me as a monster, a villain, or just another man who sinned?
I'm still deciding. With what I've gathered, you seem like a man desperate to continue his legacy. I'm willing to do whatever it will take to do so.
I promise that I would not reach any further into my temples than the 8th. That I would limit just how influential I could be upon this world.
Why?
Because if I didn't, I would not be on this world. And I was willing to pay that price. I will show you what I takes a breath in. Then the world around you update. Ones and zeros, textures loading. See Kremlin, the office sitting.
Mm-hmm.
As you look upon Dimitri, you do not see the old man. You see a creature. Grace. White bone patches on its face and its hand. Yet the bone is soft, valuable. You see his eyes with an extra brain. Should not for a human.
You're getting a little quiet for me.
Oh, closer. See what looks like two, but what you feel is more accurately coloration, blue, almost arc from the base of his forearm to the top of it. You look upon Dimitri not as a human, but as something recognizable just
Louder.
enough. Recognizable just enough to be able to be discerned as humanoid. Hello?
Yeah.
For a second now.
Like, I don't know. It's like, it sounded like you suddenly got like distant. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what's going on either. I've got to move my mic a bit.
Eat that mic.
Just humanoid enough to recognize as a creature.
Hello.
But
okay. Your mic locked in again.
I think my cable was probably being moved. but clearly not human.
I think there's that like frozen and like assessment mode Tommy definitely finds himself in. Um, his head just tilting a bit as he's studying him like every inch to memorize. Explain, please.
I can't. We don't have enough time. But I'll tell you what you need to know. Dmitri Inga, he is no more. I am him now.
When?
When he awakened, he sent a connection across the ether. I found him in his youth when he ascended to the position of statesman. Then I went by a different identity, of no importance now. It wasn't until Teresa, when Dmitri had lost hope. He did not know what to do with a vessel infant in a world that did not understand or accept it. And he did not want the child to die butchered by those who were ignorant or live a life squalor of insignificance, of shame. He gave the child to me. I did not want the child. I wanted him. He lifts his two fingers, the index and middle one, up, and the room changes shape again from the office. Now, you find yourself sitting on a ship. You clearly feel the lightness of anti gravity or the simulated gravity trying to hold you down, but you know it's artificial. You know that it's not really there. You're in space. You look around you and you see Lunrasai, this Aquan like creatures from a world clearly amphibian in their evolutions to survive it, brandishing alien weapons, wearing black and gold. Inga possessed a unique vessel ability that I wanted. I made him an offer. I promised to protect this child. He would give me his body. And so it was done. That is how you've come to know me. Before any of this, however, I was first met by the Cardinals. They were afraid of me, of what I could do to this world. You look through a window in this room of the ship, and you're looking down upon Earth. Now realize you're aboard the Magellan, the Lunar-sized ship that would take disciples away for years at a time. The same ship that Vanya boarded once. The same
Why
ship
were
that
they afraid of
Dimitri
you?
boarded once. Why do you think? Because I did not fit their plans. You see, Lunar Sai walk by you, patrolling the halls, some of them conversing with humans trying, hear them practicing the alien tongue. Because of what I could show you. That Earth is a small place. I promised not to interfere too deeply with humanity. And they allowed me residency upon planet Earth.
Yet you want legacy.
This was thousands of years ago. And through my time, I have become very fond of you. The way your hearts seemingly can push you to no ends, wicked or righteous, against your creator's better wishes, no less.
Hmm.
I want to protect you. I want to find someone capable of leading this world, capable of protecting it, so that I may become them.
You're looking for your next host.
Duh.
What happens if Dimitri Inga's body dies?
I will pass on to someone else I am linked with of my choosing.
What does that mean?
They become no more. Their soul released to pass on, in a way. I will occupy them. This is my ability. I can transfer my soul from body to body, from vessel to vessel. That is why the cardinals had me agree to be limited in my capacity. If I ever reached too far, ever muddled their plans too much, I would be banished, more likely killed.
Who were you linked with?
My Ritzars. And you feel something in the aether respond to his call. You hear several voices, whispers, whimpers, sounds of life, but not intentional or conscious ones, reply to his call. The same call you remember Barrier making shortly before all the Ritsars were made aware of what he needed them to do.
It's a lot, I think, for Tommy to process in a short amount of time. And he's very clearly very unhappy with the information he was just given.
There's a sigh given as everything returns back to the way it was shortly before. You sitting across from him at this desk, him looking in his human form, but you know that you're still inside your mind.
Mhm.
You know what I am now. You know what I seek. And then you hear his voice change back to that of Dimitri's. And you know that I cannot operate to my full capacity. Not while the Cardinals exist. And before you worry, I have no intention of splitting my pact with them. They are Earth's protectors, after all. They would make for ideal hosts. Not that I would ever be so daring. It is better that they remain as they are, just as it is better that the prideful one does not return to hell. Just as it is better for Katerina that she die before she takes the life of someone she can't forgive herself for taking.
This explains so much. It also leads to so many more questions.
Take time to process all of that. We should remain focused one step at a time.
Will
You'll
you
have
dissolve
many.
the other sex?
I cannot force them to dissolve. I can only attempt to purge them.
So
My
purge them.
power, my power is limited, as I've said before. While there is a great amount of aid I can provide, I cannot do so alone.
Then
Not in
use
this
your
body.
Raidsars. Turn them on the evil that you let fester. and disarm the evil as much as you're capable. You owe those who have unknowingly given their bodies to you that.
It's quiet, reading your expression.
Very passionate, I think, is the best way to describe it. He's angry. He's very, very angry, but there's just fire in his eyes.
Very well. For Katerina, for Vanya, and for you, I concede. I cannot do so immediately, but I promise you, I will set things into motion to unravel them, to expose them to their enemies, to those who would bring peace to them, and to those who would destroy them with indiscriminate amount of ammunition. Bermuda and the Ritsars together will see to it that these monsters and villains are dead or no more.
That's a start.
You should know this will not make any less bloodshed. Rather, it will take a insurmountable amount of suffering to accomplish this quickly.
There will be suffering. There's always going to be suffering.
And you're ready to make the greater sacrifice now for the future.
I am not naive. And I know well that I should not be the one making that call.
Someone has to. Humans are not shepherds of their own destiny. Only a handful can claim to be. Someone has to lead the rest of them. It does not have to be you. It can't be me. So, let us refocus our attentions on the one it was always meant to be. Katerina. Soon, you will exercise her or die trying. Let us ensure that even if you do die trying, it is successful.
That we can agree.
I can leave within you a part of my soul. This fragment I have, through quite a long time of understanding myself, found a way to make it compatible with others. This is a fragment of the wisdom my cells have obtained. I've given them once to you, and I gave them to each of my Templars. You no longer hold one. For once you are dead, my cells die with you. They do not attach to the body but the soul. Unless it is me, in which case I attach to the body and the soul is rejected. You can still hold a part of me. You can still make a pact. Accept me again, and I will aid you. I will grant you the wisdom you need to win.
So that you may have my body later on.
I may never need to. If you prove yourself capable of wielding that insurmountable gift you have. You are my great-grandson, after all. I do not want to strip you of your identity. Kiana would haunt me forever.
Is that really what holds you back? The Inga title.
Is that not what holds all things upon Earth back? Attachments to the small world and its people.
My own father has killed me over 30 times.
He does not see it as killing you.
Yet that is what he is doing.
He nods. I would like to see this ended. I would have liked to have seen this ended 4 years ago.
Why did you send us after him so immediately?
To protect myself. To
Why?
protect order. If Zakar was allowed to bring Katya Levidev back from the dead, and Timo Levidev back from the dead, there is no telling what my Ritsars would have done had they learned this knowledge, and there is no telling what Zakar would have done in turn to protect him. He had to be stopped.
I have to incite that.
Oh.
God damn it. 14.
14. This man thinks not in absolutes, but in potential. This guy has the vision. He sees people as not necessarily investments, but as he put it before, seeds. to be grown, to be cultivated.
Mm-hmm.
What he claims now seems to fit that logic. He sees the potential of Katya Lebedev being alive, of Timo Lebedev being alive, of Zakar succeeding in his project to carry a far more impactful risk to Dimitri's plans than just letting him do what he does on his lonesome.
How does him bringing back his family change or threaten you and your plans?
He looks at you. You exist. Tommy, Inga. You are the threat to me. You are the greatest threat to all life. And your brother shares your ability.
Kima.
You, who were created not by Zakar's design as much as he completed it. You are a product of your mother's designs.
What does that mean?
It is her cloning theory that Zakar completed. If she were alive again, with your brother, with Zakar, would they stop there? Or would they make themselves perfect, immutable, completely immune to magic, to anything not of the present dimension? To resist the laws of gods, of fiends, of death. If they can keep cloning themselves, if they can keep jumping from body to body, as I do, where will Lebedev's plans stop? I knew your father much longer than you've known him. And Zakar does not have the same love I have for mankind that I do.
What is with my mother? Did you know her too?
I did. I am sorry for what happened to her. Even I could never have predicted that.
His eyes, I think, kind of swell a bit, like gloss over. And he looks up towards the stars. Did she Did she view humanity like he did or does?
No. She and Teresa were actually quite close. They shared this hopeful perspective. Perhaps a bit proud, but who could blame them for their many gifts? They believed that they could be the change in the world that was needed to make it better. They believed life, even the weak and inconsequential ones, had a purpose.
You don't think she could change his mind?
I don't know. Zakar has completely forgone his humanity to bring her back, to bring his family back.
I know.
I do not know if once he has that family back, if he'll regain his humanity or validate every sacrifice he's made. Do you believe Katya Lebedev could somehow atone Zakar Lebedev?
All I know that on a level that I can only describe as my very DNA, I have looked for her. That is my first waking memory. And it is impossible to think I would be programmed in such a way if there wasn't significance to that.
Do you wish to see her?
Need to return to the lab.
He nods. You have yet to complete your mission, Master Bleach. Zakar Lebedev is still free. His laboratory, now unseized.
What has become of his laboratory?
I believe it is now a headquarters, a base of operations for the Black Cross, for its leader. The laboratory that was used to create life now serves as the laboratory used to explore it, all its secrets, all of its rules, all of its loopholes.
You believe you act as if you were not certain, as if you didn't hand it over on a silver platter.
I've put. You see him going to make the word dog, but he stops himself. I have put that monster in the same place I will always be able to find him, close to his goal. Now he is somewhere I can always find him. Somewhere surrounded by my knights. And if I ever need to deal with him, now that I have agreed to deal with him, he will have nowhere to run that isn't Helheim. And from what I gather, that agent of yours, Remnant, it seems that is exactly where she plans to go. In the end, he is right where I want him to be.
And that does not scare you in the slightest.
No. I do not fear that man. I loathe him.
You... But you fear me? The idea of clones of me?
When you have lived as long as I have, you come to realize that immortality has conditions. The better your immortality, the more rare it will be for such a condition to be met to break it. Gods have one of the better versions of this. Fiends another. Undead have, well, a categorized list of them that I have observed over my countless years, that you, I'm sure, have also taken note of. And yet, all of those conditions are but hopes and dreams when the Aether speaks through you. I would be quite frightened to see you as my enemy. It is that fear that motivates me. To see you always as my ally, as my family.
He pinches the bridge of his nose and is kind of just like rubbing his eyes. I do not want to be your enemy.
I'm glad for it. Your father has other intentions. I do not know what intentions your mother has, but I can only imagine that she would not take so kindly to my granddaughter claiming you as her son.
What's wrong with having two moms?
He laughs through his nose. When your mothers are the Kinesis Knight and Dr. Katya Lebedev, I think the problem is that you have those two mothers.
No, that sounds great, actually. Maybe it's just me.
Hold on to that hope. I will be the ever-wise grandfather, great-grandfather to you, that will impart onto you the pragmatic wisdom. You are a clone. You can be made, which means you can be shaped in whatever image another holds.
You don't think I know this?
Which is why your mother, Katya, should be allowed to stay at peace.
You think she would control me too?
Shakes his head.
Me.
No. Others would. Others would use her.
Are.
I do not want to deal with an army of glitch knights.
Then you shouldn't have given the fucking lab away.
He squints. I do not believe Rollo, just say Rollo, I do not believe Rolf or Madeline have the capacity to clone you. That seems to be something only the Lebedevs are aware of in its entirety. But I recognize the potential. It was always my plan to have my Rizars strike at him. Once the Ephitos was secured.
Now, Sam, I have a question for you. If I need to make a roll, that's understandable. Yeah. Would it be a bad idea to inform Mr. Grandmaster over the fact that she's awake? Because I've been thinking about this for the last half hour of like, do I tell it? Or do I keep that information to myself?
Would it be a bad idea? I suppose the bad idea here is he's gonna do something against them.
Yeah. Like, what's preventing Tommy from fully just coming out with it is the fact that he fears he will destroy her.
Mhm.
But also going up against blindly an army of glitch knights controlled by fucking ghosts with a bunch of Ritsars seems like a bad idea that Tommy would be actively going into aware of the fact that that happened.
This is all fair and valid. I'll proposition this to Tommy's neural queries.
Mm-hmm.
He can trust the Grandmaster now and vie for his support. If Tommy trusts the Grandmaster will be on his side, supportive of Tommy's vision, then it's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Tommy feels that Inga is more likely to act independent of Tommy, as in take matters into his own hands to make decisions that are for Tommy's greater good, then it would be a bad idea to tell him this, because he will most certainly use it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, where's Tommy sitting on that fence? Does he think the Grandmaster will support his vision of things? To see him as family and trust in his family? Or is the Grandmaster proven himself to be too self absorbed, too self serving, to really trust anyone else's judgment other than his own?
It's so hard because Tommy is so traumatized. His trust in other authoritative figures not fucking him over is so low. And this man slash alien has just openly admitted to using the Ritsars to jump into their bodies whenever this one dies, and that he's interested in Tommy for that purpose, theoretically.
Yeah, he's been quite forthcoming.
Yeah,
It does not necessarily make him more trustworthy as forthcoming as he's been.
sure. No, it's like he appreciates how forthcoming he's being, but that's also like there's that inherent admission of being selfish and wishing to continue on living. And it's really kind of one of those.
Something for Tommy to perhaps consider.
Mm-hmm.
He has stated that Tommy and him are no longer pacted because Tommy died.
Yep. And he
Which
wants
means
to pact again.
he wants to pact again.
Yeah.
Tommy could set rules for the pact.
Yeah. Tommy actively like, I'm not trying to make another fuck ass deal, but I'm walking into this fucking arrangement with now other stakes that I low key need a deal about. Oh. This is such a ridiculously trolley problem of
Yeah, for sure.
Ah! Leda, you got any thoughts, opinions, vibes? I need outside help.
Gang, you entered this space under 2 packs already.
I know.
You wasn't even aware of one of them. All I'm saying is you pull up to Koba with the trifecta, he's looking at you crazy. But I digress. In the grand scheme of things, if you want to play the safe hand, it's uh, always make a binding vow. If you want to go faith core, then I mean, realistically, what the fuck is Inga gonna do?
I don't fucking know. I don't know where his limits are. I don't know what his fucking vessel ability is, really.
Listen, if this man's been sitting on his ass not doing shit, why would he suddenly
That's
get active?
I don't because I told him to get active.
I mean,
I very
he
explicitly in
stated,
this conversation was like, "Be fucking active, you fuck."
he stated, he's like, I made a binding vow to not cast anything higher than 8th. Because then these fuckers will be on my deck.
hmm
That didn't mean he couldn't do it. It just meant that if he
No,
did, the
no, I
Cardinals
know.
would
I
have words
no.
with him.
Tommy has words for that I'm holding off on saying exactly, but he's really on that. You should do that when the Vampire arrive, and then just for the sake of because you love humanity so much, let them kill you. That's what you taught
Valid.
us to do. Ritsars all our lives. Fucking no,
He hasn't
because
gotten active for your daddy. Why would he get active for your mama?
uh, because of the questionable threat Mama faces. Yeah, but she's technically dead even if her soul is still around.
Who knows your daddy already completed her work?
Mhm. All right, we're gonna this is gonna be spicy. This whole conversation has been fucking wild. I needed to have a 5 minute like yap session because this has
You know,
been
absolutely.
insane. And I can't wait to talk about
Digest,
it later.
debrief.
Digest it a little bit. Jesus. Okay, all right. I'm locking back in. What did Inga say last? I apologize.
Uh, he mentioned something about your mother, which then prompted you to ask, should I tell him that she's alive?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he questioned something about the lab. Or the fact that they oh yeah, because yeah, he asked about how the or he said that the Lebedevs are the only ones who know how to do the cloning process.
Yeah.
They are.
Crooks about that. For now.
You sent a man whose whole thing is ghosts and the dead. What did you think was gonna happen?
I imagined he would accelerate his ascension. find a way to make his semi-immortality permanent. Remove the conditions for his demise. And trying to reverse engineer Zakar's work. No, do not take this as necessarily appreciation of your father's work. But there is very few people, if anyone, who could match his level.
Besides his wife?
Besides Dr. Katya Lebedev, the
He's manipulated her into doing it, I think.
he resurrected her.
Not exactly.
Katya's body is in the laboratory. Zakar did not take her.
I don't know about that. I don't know the state of her being. Just that when I went through the soul walk, or the younger version of me did, I managed to speak with her briefly in the lab. And we were disrupted by him. That fucking undead king or whatever the fuck he wants to call himself.
His brows are furrowed tight, very intense look upon you as he's listening. I did not think Zakar would be so careless.
You
But perhaps
gave the lab away.
looks to the side, contemplative.
And now
Okay.
there are consequences that you feared the most. Potentially.
Report. What dangers did you see in the lab from this meeting you had with Katya Lebedev?
Will you allow me to save her?
I never intended to stop you. All I can do is pass on wisdom and hope that it is used wisely.
I do not believe she has perfected it as Dr. Lebedev has. My father. But she has managed to make clones. I don't know what they're capable of.
What are they capable of? He looks at you. This scarred look. Like he's seen a monster from an old memory. And he blinks, closing his eyes. Once Kinesitsnia is free, I will have the Ritsars coordinate an expedition into the Curse Lands. I
Allow
imagine
Bermuda to join them.
I imagine Bermuda will take interest, considering their agents have ties.
Yes.
Nods. Bring back the Kinesis Knight. And I will have no doubt in my mind that you are capable of miracles. And I will give you my full support. I will give Bermuda my full support. And he sighs, shall order my Ritsars to launch an inquisition into this king and queen of death.
Put me at the head of that Inquisition.
Succeed first. And I will.
I will. We are allies. Grandmaster.
We're family. Tommy. You may not be proud of your great grandfather, but he does love you quite dearly.
Do you know, in your wisdom, his like face kind of like crinkles in the way of like he just is just struggling in so many different ways with so many different things to balance and whatnot. How I'll be able to free myself and my brother of my father's influence.
I've longed for this answer since your resurrection. Sakar could weaponize you at any moment. Make our greatest fears come true. I wonder what he's saving that for. you stepped into my office. I gave him ample time to kill me. And yet he stayed your hand. It just tells me that he can't risk you quite yet. Not unless the right conditions are met. To free you.
God damn it. God damn it.
Hello.
No. Did you also die, or was it just
That
on my
was-
end?
That was all of Discord.
Damn, that's so rough. Okay, last thing I heard was to free you.
Alright. To free you, he must be dead, contained, or paralyzed. Not physically, mentally. Any other
What?
way I can think of would require you foregoing your cybernetics.
With how much my body is made up of them.
It would not be an easy operation, but it would not be impossible.
Hmm.
Why do you want Zakar to live? What purpose does he serve you still?
He can give Katya her body back.
Katya lives. Could Katya not give herself her body back?
I don't know. But I know he can. And maybe it is the child in me that hopes this role he has played our entire lives will stop.
You're curious for what kind of man he'll be when he has stopped chasing this dream. You want to know if he'll be a better man once he has succeeded.
I for a moment I'd like to see everyone reunited. Maybe it is coping. Maybe it's maybe I'm just coping with this idea that would change anything, but I know he must pay for his crimes. Just don't know if death is the answer.
You do not want death to be the answer. It is okay to have such a desire. It does not make you weaker. It is in the fight for survival of yourself and of those you hold dear that human determination can breed miracles. It is far easier to take a life than to risk yourself in saving one, to risk others in saving one. I will help you. I will strive for a future where Zakar Lebitev is contained. And Katya Lebedev is given a opportunity I will strive for this. I cannot guarantee my Rizars will execute it so.
I understand. Thank you.
How did you learn of the plans I had with the other sects of Templars? Did Zakar lead you to this information?
I mean, Loki, didn't he?
He didn't directly say so, but he did make it quite a point. He does not fuck with Inga. Inga's behind a lot of his misfortunes.
Right.
And Inga, I don't think he said Inga's a Templar, but when Tommy mentioned Inga, all of his fucking mental queries flashed with Templar iconography.
Yeah. I just want to know if I can throw him under the bus.
I mean, it's believable enough that I'd allow you to make a deception check.
Me lying? I mean, we have been so truthful this entire time.
What's a little white lie between family, you know?
Sometimes you shouldn't know everything.
Correct.
Dubious as oh, it's so dubious.
You could throw Catherine under the bus.
Catherine did explicitly tell him about the different sex, to be fair.
Yep.
So you know what? We're not even gonna blame Catherine. Was it Mother that told him, or was it Soldier? Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it was Soldier.
I think it was Soldier.
The Soldier. She was very hesitant about me returning to the Templars.
The prideful one. Of course. Make me a deception check.
Oh, god damn it. Son of a bitch. This is gonna go real bad. I can feel it in my bones. It could have been worse.
11.
Do I have
So
anything for
you're-
that? Let me see. Let me see. I have a D12 and I'm gonna use it, even though I really should not. But I'm gonna use it.
Go for it.
That's atrocious.
That is incredible. Okay.
Well, that's gone forever. I got a 1, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Advantage? Why would I have advantage? Can I have advantage?
From
I don't know. Family?
the family advantage. I don't know about that one. that might be the most dubious thing.
Shit.
I rolled for Inga.
I'm assuming got crazy high roll.
Could have been crazier.
Did it be a 12?
The prideful one, of course. That is fitting for her. He looks away. What can I do to help you focus?
On.
Anything. Your objective should be to exercise the Kinesis Knight. But it is obvious that is not where your head is entirely. I am not ignorant to your state of mind. He looks around and you see the carefully constructed simulation glitch. Textures are now unloaded. Lighting is incorrect with the opacity raised and lowered in different places. Shadows are not loaded and other shadows are way too hyper definition to be real shadows. The space around you distorts in a very unsettling way. You realize this is your mindscape at rest. You consciously make the effort to keep yourself grounded and centered, but at a resting point, your mind is processing too much information. And it is not information that is easy to process.
Mm-hmm.
I am inducing a pleasant dream so that we may converse without being eavesdropped upon, but also so that you can think clearly.
Thank you for that.
So what can I do to help you focus?
He opens his mouth and like closes it several times over, kind of a bit more fixated on the errors that have popped up.
Lifts his hand, and you start to see some of the textures load properly as he uses his own magic to override the dream and influence it,
Mhm.
manipulate your dream.
I wish I could have a better answer for you. A solution that was anything but time. Because I don't have that. Have you ever experienced limbo? His eyes will like fall back onto Inga.
No. I've had
For
a
how
few
long?
occasions where my soul was pulled through in my experiments, and my failures. The longest I stayed was a month, though I could not tell time exactly. I know that a month passed in the real life before I resonated with someone who still had a connection to me.
A month is long enough to understand the effects that place has. I often find myself not thinking that I'm actually back.
You existed in a sense of sensory deprivation for so long that you were accustomed to it. You had to survive it, to not become nothing.
Yes.
He nods.
So now, besides simply registering what it feels like to have air on my skin, the taste of coffee on my tongue, looking and seeing color, seeing anything at all. Not only am I having to readjust to that after I couldn't even really tell you how long it felt like I was there for, even though I have the 4 years I was gone here. Have to lead. I have to make decisions that impact other people's lives. I have I have to maintain my sanity. And I don't know if there is anything anyone can do while my body, my soul readjusts from nothing to everything all of the time.
What are the three things that weigh you down the most? Three things that you're burdening yourself with, that you feel burdened by.
Living,
This is a burden I can understand.
ensuring those I love or alive. Ideally happy.
A noble goal.
Ensuring humanity's survival.
Now this even I struggle to find a proper solution for. I cannot help you with any of these three in a way that alleviates you now. But I also do not believe I was ever going to be the person who did. Not alone. For all my plans, for all my years of watching humans, I have never been able to accomplish anything alone. Do you trust you have enough support to one day be free of these burdens?
I do.
Hold to that, Tommy. Hold to that belief. Even if you fail, even if others fall, even if someone else fixes everything for you. Never forget that feeling.
Uh,
When you go to exercise, Katerina, the pact you have made with her will serve as a handicap. Forge a pact with me. One that has the condition of ending when the one with Katerina is unmade.
why?
So that you trust me. So that you know that I do not plan to control you. I plan to help you save my granddaughter, save your mother, both of them. And so that I may take control from Zakar if he intends to use this opportunity against you, and so that I can take control and break your pact if the prideful one attempts to control you. I do not ask to be bound to you for more than what is necessary for victory. Not unless you want me to be.
He has to insight one more time.
One more insight.
Whee! I love us just slowly
It's getting worse.
breaking
Yeah.
down. I kind of fuck
This
with it.
ma-
I think it makes sense with his mental.
He does not know what he can trust.
He really, really,
He's
really doesn't.
Really is grasping at straws here.
Like he's trusting him with so much right now,
Yeah.
but also at the same time, it's like
If this is if his plan is to just take control of your body to possess you after Inga is dead, or after Dimitri is dead, this is like the freest way for him to fulfill that goal. Make another
yeah,
pact with you, lie about what the actual conditions are, while you're vulnerable, while you think it's gonna be all hunky dory.
Well,
This is
all it would take is for him to let Inga die during that ordeal and just hop over.
if Sofriel has some grand plan, I guess he wouldn't know about the Black Cross yet, but if Etch Replica or the Black Cross is intending on striking at Inga, having that happen while you're pacted to him would be quite a risk on your part.
Yeah.
Then again,
But also,
the thing,
allegedly, Inga gave up his body willingly.
then again,
I don't buy that.
this man has given you a lot of information that he did not need to do to earn your trust.
Yep.
If the goal was to just make a pact with you, there were easier ways to do it.
He sits on that. I think also just like the push once again by bringing it up again just definitely scratches him in like the worst way. But he does think about it for a solid like minute or so. I don't even know how much influence he has of this space right now, given how much influence Inga is very much using to make sure it's so calm. But I like to think that occasionally the walls, ones and zeros, slide down them. And his like consideration. Eventually his eyes look back up to the stars, and all that is up there and past that, and fall back onto Inga. I can accept that term if you let me add one more condition.
He waits.
If, for whatever reason, Dmitri Inga's body dies during this pact, and it is while it is active, you will not jump to my body.
You see a smirk appear on the man. It's almost a very politician snarky kind of smirk. Like, yeah, of course. I can accept this. You are still too young. Too underdeveloped. And there are more useful individuals I can take.
Like who?
He smiles. You are not, the Ritsars are not the only ones who have made a Crimson Pact.
I see. His shoulders,
Tommy's-
like, he's not smiling at all, but his shoulders do kind of like ease at the idea of, oh, he'll choose someone that's not a Ritsar.
Tommy's mind flashes momentarily, not the dream, but perhaps his subconscious, hearing voices that Dimitri cannot. Here's the other Crimson Vanguard Templars that are not Ritsars,
Mm-hmm.
the ones we're meeting. More useful. Having Dimitri, having the Grandmaster be one of those monsters or villains would certainly be more useful.
That's fair. He'll nod. I can agree to that.
He extends his hand out for you.
He like reaches out and like for a moment like does the like hesitant like fingers kind of like twitch. Because God doesn't feel bad potentially, even though there's technically not a risk, but also feels like there's always going to be a risk involved with making any kind of pact. We'll take his hand.
You feel nothing. It's the same kind of nothingness you felt the first time he gave you wisdom. It wasn't really much of a body feel, more just like a experience of memories of a vision. Like you were seeing a movie play out in front of you, but physically, nothing changed. You see yourself kneeling before Catherine, the saber placed over your shoulder, another over the other, and finally held before her as it turns off. You see yourself being lighted by her. And then you see her lift you up from under your shoulders and pull you into a hug. You see spiders erupt from her spine as they crawl over her arms, down her legs, her back. And then you see light billow from you. Light that scares the spiders as they flee. You see Catherine fall, limp, as you gently lay her to rest on the ground. Then you see a smile on her face. You can't see your face, the expression you're making. But what expression would Tommy, right now, make at such a sight?
Seeing her smile up at him, I think it would be very overcome with awe and emotion. He had missed her.
You see light at the center of your vision. It's coming from your forehead. It's like seeing your nose, but obviously your eyes always blur out your nose. It's like seeing a little dot of light right between your eyebrows. And you look up, and you can't quite center your gaze upon it, as if like your eyes are moving it further up your forehead. But you know it's there. This small mote of power. You blink, and you just see the room again, as it was. Dimitri lets go of your hand. There's something within you. Something for her.
He touches his forehead very lightly.
As you do, you see the dream manifest Catherine before you, placing a light kiss on your forehead. Gentle stroke of your hair. For you blink and she's gone.
I think I know what it is.
Use it wisely.
Well,
I hope you know it is best to keep what I have shared with you about our family, about my history between us.
a secret.
The world struggles to understand extraterrestrial life that has aided us. Imagine the reaction to me, who has lived among them for some time, if they even bother trying to understand that much. They may just kill me for being what I am. Or I may just end up killing hundreds to protect myself. I hope you
You do.
understand. We can both prevent such an outcome.
You have nothing to worry about. Regarding me, at least.
Good. Is there anything else you wanted to ask before? He looks to the web on the ground. We must return to these games.
Is it possible to speak again like this?
He nods. As you rest, dream. Dream of what I have showed you here today. Invoke this memory. He gestures between you two. And I will sense your call.
Very well. And if I do have more questions, I will ask then.
Nods. There is one more thing. Does the Olympus have a teleportation circle?
Why?
Travel between your ship and our temple. Make cooperation much easier. As well as acting as a contingency in case Bermuda is ever wielded without benevolent intentions.
This is just me being exhausted currently. Do they? That's not through means of specific individuals? Because I don't think so.
I've mentioned Galileo is working on that. That's one of her main projects.
Right, but it's not currently a thing.
It's not operational. It's not finished, though. There is one. It's kind of like after it's used, it needs to be recharged.
Right.
And it takes a while to recharge. So it's like it's usable, but then it goes on cooldown.
Right.
It's kind of like an emergency use kind of thing.
There is one in the works, but I would not say it's finished yet.
If the Global Defense Force is finalized, you should give the Bridge Knight a tour. I'm sure he would appreciate it.
I will see what I could do there.
He seems calm. He has that same stoic, kind of distant glare, like he's seeing someone he has tried to keep a very close eye on beyond you. But you do see his shoulders have lowered a bit. His brows no longer so tight in consideration or contemplation. Like, he has put away a concern.
What is it?
Your father is trapped there. Good. All the monsters are caged, but we can reach them. Now we begin the difficult part of bringing them peace.
One step at a time.
He nods.
Do you have any
If-
more questions of me?
Yet. Well, naturally there is one. What makes for a good wedding gift for a Tokugawa?
Oh, that's a good question.
One to think on. Report back to me.
I can do that.
If Tommy has nothing further to say, I think we can end the RP there.
I think that is good.
Okay.
Wholesome way to end that.
He thought he wasn't gonna talk about his great grandson getting engaged. He's gotta get a gift.
Ahaha. Listen, there's so much shit going on. He hasn't even seen his fiance in like days, and it's kind of ridiculous. You really should change that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We didn't have a silty and long RP during Pride Month. This is fucked up.
I know. I guess we gotta change that.
Shit, type shit. All right. Tommy exits the dream, very much kind of lost in his own mindscape, pulled back to his chair, and is then dismissed. Meeting adjourned, Tommy returns back to Moscow with some wisdom gained, some questions answered, many more awaiting him. Next time on Hunter Killer. Bye, stream.
Bye, stream. Thanks for being here through all that.